Hello, welcome to Chaplain's Moment Doctor's Call. Here it is, July 4th. Happy birthday, America. Fireworks tonight, so keep your dogs in. I could tell you all sorts of stories about dogs and fireworks, but we don't have the time because that's not what you came here for today. You came here for our devotional. So let's get started. Let's look at our first one here. It comes from Matthew 9:36 through 38. Here's what we read. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion for them because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, "The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore, pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest." These verses are quite astounding if you consider what our call as believers are. Let me just point out a few things here in these scriptures that are quite profound to me. The first one is that he saw the crowds. He's out looking, his head's up. You know, you would think that Jesus, who came to give his life as a ransom for us, would only be focused on that, but he's not. So I think the first thing we learn is get your head up. Be looking for people who we need to share the good news with. Be looking for people who need to hear about Jesus. Be looking for people who need our ears, our hands, our feet. Let's be looking at the crowds. The second point, as he saw these crowds, is he had compassion for them. You know, I too often am around people who want to blame everybody else for the world's troubles, who don't have much compassion upon people. They want to judge. I ran into that with the Family Promise program here in Beaufort County, that some of the hosts would come out being critical of those who are homeless. They thought that they should have this very thankful attitude. They're just trying to survive any other thing that they've been through in the last few months. Not a lot of compassion. So then that leads me to the last thing. Because they are harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. He saw these people as harassed and helpless. Sheep without a shepherd. How can you blame people who have no shepherd? How can you be critical of those who are harassed and helpless? This is how our Lord defined those as he looked at himself. They're hustling over here. They're bustling over there. They're engaged just to survive life for that one day. And his compassion was driven because he was looking at them, and it's what he saw. What do you see when you look out? People to blame for what's wrong. People to blame for high gas prices. People to blame for the economy. People to blame for your neighborhood community association. People to blame for somebody parked on the wrong side of the street. See, we got to become a non-critical people. We of all people should understand the nature of sin, the nature of depravity, the nature of living in a fallen world. And instead of seeing people that should take responsibility, we should see them as Christ saw them, harassed and helpless, sheep without a shepherd. You know what happens to sheep without a shepherd? They get lost. They don't see, the real defense mechanism of sheep is only to stay within their herd. And sheep without a shepherd get scattered very easy. And when you get scattered, you know what happens? Death, destruction. The problem with our world isn't so much that they've rejected Jesus, they're sheep without a shepherd. Have compassion. And if you have compassion, we have the answer. His name is Jesus. We should be willing to share it with them, for it is indeed the answer to our struggles. So, hey, are you looking? Where's the compassion? How do you see people? As sheep without a shepherd? Because that's how Jesus defined those as he looked out over Jerusalem. Hey, it's changed my heart, verses like this. There was a day I didn't look out. There was a day I blamed everybody for my issues. There was a day I didn't see them as sheep without a shepherd. I saw them as supposed to have their act together. Pull up your bootstraps, get moving. But the Lord has done a mighty change in my heart because I want to be like Jesus. And I want to see people like he sees them. And I hope you do too. Hey, join us next week for Matthew 10:28, as we'll see what the Lord has for us in store for those verses. Thank you. Have a great day.
Oh, say, can you see by the the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars